Hey, last week I closed a 30K coaching client for a marriage coach, and today is day 3 of breaking that down, using it as a case study to, especially if you're a coach, how you can start booking some of the high ticket clients, getting more people into your program, regardless of what price you have out there, whether it's 10K, 20K, or in this case, 30K or above. On day 1, talked all about how to kind of catch the prospect's attention, stop them in their tracks. That's the first thing that we do. Like we need is if we don't have their attention, we can't sell them on anything. So kind of covered in great detail how I went about catching the audience's attention here, all about the offer and how I approached it, and gave you a little bit of the research that I did along the way. Yesterday, talked all about the sales mechanism, which added to, once we've got their attention, we've got to increase the belief there, increase the curiosity to get them moving forward, and to let them know why why your offer, why your coaching program is different, or what's missing from what they've tried before. And if you don't have those components and are able to articulate in a very simple way why your approach is simpler, easier, more efficient than anything else that they've tried, you're going to lose people along the way. So again, spent in great detail a little bit more about how I created that sales mechanism, kind of thinking about the metaphor or analogy around a light switch, kind of turning on and off love within their marriage and kind of interacting with their checked out spouse. So day 3 is all about, I want to cover today, is kind of all about the pre-selling beliefs. So like your prospect, and in order to be able to sell them, especially in my case, do it all via email, not jump on any sales calls whatsoever. They have to have a set of beliefs to put my process in and set me up for success. Like if they don't have a certain set of beliefs, they're probably not going to move forward. And even if I put the right offer in front of them, they're probably not you'll start to get excuses why this isn't the right time for me, or I can't afford it, or all those kind of things. When you hear that from high ticket clients, a lot of times, just number one, they don't see the value in it, and they don't have the right beliefs even before you put the offer in front of them. So I'll talk about today how I ensured that as I walk through the specific beliefs that I knew this prospect had to have to get me to be able to convert. That prospect, again, was based in Canada, guys. So based on the conversion rate in local currency, she spent over 40K for this offer for this marriage coach that's based in the US. So USD, it was a 30K price tag, but for her, she was spending over 40K in Canadian dollars. So it just gives you the sense of what she had to put out there. So it's the first time joining one of my lives. I'm Brian Czekanski, and I help coaches in particular 10x their high ticket sales. I do that without using any sales calls whatsoever. So using a series of one-to-one email conversations with your prospects and with your email list, I'm able to draw out those prospects that are part of your list, that have the resources and do have the right beliefs to sell your program. So I've sold programs anywhere from 5K all the way up, up to the 50K type of range. So it really doesn't matter where the price range is, especially if you've got a unique offer and you've got an audience that has a unique set of beliefs. That like putting the right offer in front of the right person at the right time is just really important. But also having those characteristics of being able to catch their attention, having that right sales mechanism, but also the right beliefs along the way. So one of the things that I recognized, especially as I went through this and did my research around this coach in particular, but also around marriage, is I knew I needed to have a certain set of beliefs for this coach to do well and to get in front of the right prospects. So the good thing is that even before I had an interaction with this prospect, the prospect was going through this coach's low ticket offering, a low ticket course, which was around $500 to $600. It was giving her the steps to improve her marriage, to kind of get her husband's attention. Her husband had a mistress has a mistress at the time, and is kind of checked out from the marriage and is kind of looking to move on from it altogether. So she was implementing and using the techniques and had kind of built a relationship with this coach just through the online program of using the simple actions that you were doing along the way. And she was building up that belief because her relationship was slowly improving with her husband. She was slowly getting his attention, slowly seeing an improvement in their relationship over time, and she was improving herself in the same way. So one of the key beliefs that she had to have, and she kind of got instituted in this course, is both people within a marriage don't have to be fully motivated or looking to improve it for the entire relationship to improve. She saw the benefits of one person is very motivated and is trying to improve the relationship. She's taking these simple daily and weekly actions, and she's seeing the progress there. And she's ultimately like that was really important, because most people have the belief that, okay, if one person in a marriage isn't into it, or is kind of checked out, like that marriage is probably over. And this coach has been very has tons of different testimonials, especially in her situation, where they've been able to catch that husband's attention, get the husband to ditch the mistress and come back home and kind of reconcile the marriage and kind of move on with trust rebuilt and love rebuilt and all those kind of things. So having that key belief of like, one person can affect this relationship, and having that background of like, she's done it before, she's seeing that progress, she just needs a little bit more help. And this is what this marriage coach was able to, like, the offer is all about, where he kind of travels out, kind of more of that done for you type of service, where he's going to have a conversation with that spouse and get to kind of the bottom of what else she can do to improve that relationship. Is it something that can be saved, and what is that personalized roadmap for her to improve this marriage on a going forward basis? So that's really what it's all about. But again, like, if she didn't have that belief there along the way, the offer would have kind of fallen on deaf ears altogether. The other key belief that I recognized and upfront I had to address even before I put the offer in front of her is a way to get that actual spouse to show up. So I'm talking to people in relationships where the spouse is checked out. This is a marriage coach that has built his reputation on improving marriages and things like that. If they go out to their checked out spouse and say, like, okay, I hired this coach to improve our marriage, would you show up on the day? That person would laugh at them or roll their eyes like, yeah, absolutely not. Like, I'm not showing up for that. So I had to give them a unique set of strategies and kind of talking points. And in this case, with this prospect, I kind of had to give her not a word for word script, but kind of a script of, okay, here's exactly how you can get your spouse to not only show up on that day, but kind of get him excited about showing up, kind of speaking to what's in his mind, what his wants are right now, and what direction he's really thinking about in terms of the relationship. So again, another key point that, okay, like, if this marriage coach comes out and it's only one person for this done for you type of service, and that spouse doesn't want to show up altogether, it doesn't really work. So another key belief that I had to instill in them is like, okay, I have this strategy that can work. I've got these long lists of testimonials of people that have done it, and I'm able to personalize it for her situation as well. It's like, in my process, in the same way that you go on a sales call, I've gotten a little bit of her backstory. So I knew what was going on in her relationship. I could speak to, kind of her husband's train of mind and kind of his thoughts at the time. And I could give her that word for word script to be able to, again, get that coach to show up and to get him to show up on the date as well. I'm not going to go into exactly how I did that, but gives you an idea of like, okay, another belief that I had to instill in there. So really think about, like, what are those pre-selling beliefs that you need in there? Another example would be within the weight loss industry, like especially for women and men. People aren't willing to try new programs, especially if they have a long list of failing programs, or they've hired a coach before, couldn't lose the weight or improve their health. They don't want to sign up for another one if there's kind of a grain of doubt of like, okay, I'm signing up for another failure here. So in your marketing, especially from a weight loss or health perspective, you kind of have to address that belief of like, why this is not going to, why you're kind of set up for victory here, even from the very beginning. Like, if you're not able to instill that belief of why this time it's different, like what was missing from all those other programs that they've tried, they're probably not likely, regardless of what your price tag is or how unique your offer is. We need to have that right set of pre-selling beliefs so that they are ready, willing, and wide-eyed, like when they do see your offer and the price tag and the return on investment, all those kind of things. So really think about the one or two or three different beliefs that your audience has to have even before they see your offer, that you have to make sure is instilled in them, and have those testimonials that back that up. And if you're on social media, if you got ads out there, Like this is, like these are the type of beliefs that you kind of have to repeat over and over again, to instill in them and to prove to them, and use your own story, especially if you're a coach, and had that old set of beliefs, and trying to instill those new set of pre-selling beliefs so that people are more likely to hear your offer, be excited about it, and be motivated to move forward. Otherwise, what you're going to find is people ghosting you on sales calls, saying no, and not really providing a reason. They don't really have they don't really have a good idea of what's going on, because again, it just kind of goes to kind of those unconscious beliefs that they might not have, and they're not really able to kind of articulate them along the way. So keep that in mind. What are some of those beliefs that your audience has to have to not only show up and read your offer and be motivated to sign up for it, but also once they get into your program to start having results like really quickly in those first few days and weeks? How can they get started in doing that and start shifting those beliefs even before they see your offer? This is why many coaches use webinars along the way. Like, we have to start shifting those beliefs, those myths, those conventional wisdom they might have heard, before we can even put that offer in front of them, before they even jump on a sales call, or in my case, have a one-to-one email sales conversation. So keep that in mind as you think about closing your high ticket sales, especially for coaches along the way. If this was helpful, hit that like button on whatever platform you're watching on, smash that subscribe button on YouTube, and let me know in the comments below, what are some of those pre-selling beliefs that you have to institute along the way. With that, see you on a future live.